On a double show day like today, the restaurants will have a double service, so we're looking at catering maybe upwards of 1,300 people.
Morning, Giovanni.
Morning.
How are you?
All good, yeah?
Morning, guys. How are we doing? It's all happening today, but it seems so calm at the moment. Sometimes you've just got to come out here to get a little bit of quiet and inspiration.
So currently the team, I have 44 chefs in the building at the moment. So we'll have a head chef in each restaurant.
Who's going where? Who's doing what for today?
So for lunch,
Cinema package.
Soon.
Yep.
So in the main kitchen itself, we have separate teams working. We'll have the pastry team working, cafe bar team working, our staff canteen is all made and prepared in the main kitchen.
So it's now 10:30 in the morning. I'm just going to go through the restaurants upstairs and make sure all the chefs are doing what they should be doing, getting ready for lunch.
So we have 3 restaurant kitchens. I have 2 dining bar satellite kitchens. We have the main kitchen, and then we also have various kitchens dotted around that are hidden bespoke kitchens for events and functions. All in all, on a given night, we could be sending food out from up to 12 different areas.
Okay, good morning. How are you? You all right? Good to see you. How's everything? How are we looking for today? How many covers? How many covers for lunch?
120.
120 for lunch and dinner, 180? Yes. So you're probably going to be looking at about 300 covers for the day today, plus all the walk-ins. I expect to do 400 in this restaurant alone today. All right.
We have a lot of communication via walkie-talkie. However, I walk around the kitchens every day 4 or 5 times, tasting items, talking to the chefs, speaking to the team, just general following up with everybody.
All good, yeah? Okay, all right, perfect. Behind, coming through. This morning I'm going to make for you the Welsh rarebit soufflé tart.
So a Welsh rarebit will be a posh cheese on toast basically. So we serve the Welsh rarebit as a small little mini tart, but we bake it into a soufflé so it becomes a lot lighter, a lot fluffier. We can make potentially anywhere up to 1,600, 1,700 of these a day.
These canapes are used in our public box dining, which is also known as a suite. First we'll add our Scottish stout goes in. We've then got some English mustard, Worcester sauce and a touch of grain mustard as well. And also a little bit of a flavour to cut through the richness of the cheese. And we are going to whisk in our milk, which we've pre-warmed. So now we're going to add our 2 different types of cheese. English cheddar's the best in the world. So heat is off on the pan and we can slowly add in our egg yolk. There we go. So our rarebit base mix is ready to go. The other ingredients of a Welsh rarebit, or my rendition of a Welsh rarebit, which we're going to call a blushing bunny today because I'm going to combine it with some nice sun-dried tomatoes and a homemade tomato sauce. The reason why I'm baking these today is we've got a big dinner planned next year for about 1,600 people, and I'm going to propose this dish to be a starter on that menu. Chef's like, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, let me do it. Okay, chef, if you wouldn't mind tasting for me, please. Proposed menu item for July dinners next summer, up to 1,600 people.
1,600 people.
Yes, chef.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. Nice and rich. Got amount of cheese in there, which is good. Lovely. Yeah, let's go for it. It's nice. Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just leave that there for a minute, is that right?
So we have here at the hall, we've got 147 different boxes set over 3 floors.
I'll be back in a bit, Juan, for you, yeah? This could get a little bit hectic for a moment.
They can seat anywhere from 4 to 12 people, depending upon the size of those boxes. And they're one of the most prestigious parts of the building.
Yeah, hi there. Second tier 46. Have you got 2 seconds to pop upstairs, please? They've ordered a lot of food, and by the looks of it, they're having a box experience as well. There will not be enough room for all their food. Over. That's all right. 2 boxes so far, so this one needing an additional table and then the missing cheese straws for another box. But at the end of the day, these things happen. It's about what we do to rectify it and fix the small hiccup.
The doors leading to restaurants and bars are still not open.
So that was the tannoy call, just to let everyone know that the restaurant doors are now open. So once we've finished dropping the public boxes, we'll head up back to the restaurants and see how they're getting on for their lunch service. Hello buddy, how are you? You right? So it's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're just walking through the Verdi kitchen. This is when this kitchen's going to start to really rock and roll, and all the orders are going to come in the kitchen thick and fast. The spaces that we have inside this 150-year-old building being so limited, we have literally put a kitchen inside of this, this small space here. These guys over here cooking the pizzas at the moment, they will cook anywhere up to 400 to 500 of these on a daily basis, freshly made to order, dough made in-house. This is what we work with. And it's all part of the guest experience as well. The customers enjoy watching us working, taking things out of the oven, slicing their pizzas, and making the salads fresh to order as well. Service please. So this is the busiest kitchen out of all of them at the Royal Albert Hall. Like I say, today we'll probably do table 55 please, 55. We'll probably do 400 to 500 covers in here alone. And then I've got upstairs, I've got a Korean beef tartare to be tasted. So we are now in the Great Exhibition Bar. So this is one of 14 bars in the whole of the venue. We have 2 dining bars, which is this one here plus the one below us and Kensington Gardens Bar. So here we go. So this is our Korean steak tartare done with a little bit of a difference. We've got egg yolk custard, Japanese mayonnaise, toasted sesame seeds. The dressing is made up with some pickled daikon, a touch of Korean pepper through there, and then we serve this one with a homemade squid ink tapioca crisp.
The favourite part of my day will be tasting food, tasting new dishes that people have created. Absolutely. On an average day, I probably do about 20,000 steps myself. On a busy day, probably up to 40,000.
So we're just going to head into the Elgar restaurant now. Things are really starting to get very busy. Chef Costas.
Hello, sir.
All good?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so this is Costas. Costas is the head chef of the Elgar restaurant. He's going to show you quickly now, before service time, how to make the beer batter for the beer battered fish and chips for us. Let me be your commie chef, okay?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Corn flour
Corn flour.
for better texture and better crispiness. Then we have beer and sparkling water.
Back in the 16th century was when the fish and chips were first introduced to the United Kingdom shores, brought in by some Spanish and Portuguese immigrants. By the 1910s, we probably had about just over 10,000 fish and chip shops. 1930s was around 25,000. Fish and chips is part of the British stable diet. However, fish and chip shops are very much in decline at the moment. Things change like seasons, but it'll come back around. And that's why we like to play around with such classical dishes like this, but we do it to a restaurant standard. Okay, let's dig in and give it a taste, chef, yeah?
Good.
So hot. Very nice. And that's how we do a British fish and chips. That's it, fantastic, great job. You're ready for service. If you need me, I'll be back up in about half an hour for you. So, okay, have a great service, thank you. Thank you very much. How are you? You all right? Ready to go? Stefan, our executive pastry chef.
We handle all pastry for the whole of the hall, basically. So, yeah, we got 3 restaurants. We got the coffee shop, and then we have the boxes, which you see in the canapes over there. So these choux buns are coated with a crackling, and then we're making the crackling, which is very simple. It has 3 ingredients, which is your butter, sugar. So we're adding some red color. So the next step, what's going to happen, Ericsson will roll this out between 2 pieces of paper. Right, so choux pastry is quite simple. It's basically a mix of water, butter, sugar, and a little bit of salt. You bring that to the boil, you're gonna add your flour, and then you mix it until it's smooth. and it actually comes away from your pan. So, and then while it's still hot, what we're going to do is we incorporate the eggs, and it's going to get piped. And then basically what we're looking for is just a really, really nice and smooth mix. Right, so we fill them in the piping bag, the mixture basically. And we're going to add one of these discs on top. Now the disc looks much bigger than the actual choux bun, but the idea is the choux bun, this will rise to about double the size, and then while it goes up, it actually coats the whole choux bun. At home, my wife absolutely hates when I'm doing pastry because, you know, instead of having like one pan and you add net, you end up with having like 6 or 7 pans and bowls and whatever you get your hands on basically. And as a pastry chef, you do tend to use quite a lot. Right, so this is the finished product, which is the choux bun is filled with the raspberry pastry cream, and then it's topped with the chantilly cream, garnished with some fresh raspberries. As I say, the proof is in the pudding, so...
Come on, let's have a hug.
Chef, I want a pay rise. I mean, I'm obviously impartial, but it's very tasty, so...
That's actually very
Can
nice.
I come back
Stefan.
tomorrow?
You can.
Okay,
Please
good.
do. Please do.
The capacity for the auditorium is just over 5,200 people. The interval will last anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. If you can imagine 30, 40, 50% leaving the auditorium to go and grab a drink, and then us delivering food and beverage to their boxes or their suites, things can get busy. I would say that this job is definitely not an easy job. Yeah, I won't lie, it is a very hard job to do, to operate, to run, but I love my job. And not everybody could do it, no.
Do you need me to stay? Yeah. So, 6:30 now in the evening. We've checked in up on the Elgar. We've delivered all the public boxes. We've got a little bit of food going out of the interval, but we're pretty much done for the day. So I'm going to say goodnight to you. I'm going to crack on for a little bit, but thank you very much.